The Caitlin Clark push-off situation is something that we have to talk about because everyone is going mad about it.
New footage just dropped, and what it shows will shock you. Caitlin Clark, the face of women's basketball, was double grabbed, hip checked, and hacked in a single play.
Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were to continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this year.
Now watch this. Now this is it right here.
Pow Pow is on her. Pow Pow grabs her hip. You see here. So Caitlin's trying to blow by Tina Pow Pow. Tina Pow Pow is not a good enough defender to play flat like this. Two hands on Caitlin Clark's jersey. Then she goes around the hip. Caitlin shoots from so far back. Oh my God.
But here's the truth.
WNBA referees that is making it so damn hard for them to make the right calls at the right moment.
And now fans, analysts, and even former players are demanding answers. So the question is simple. Why is Caitlin Clark being targeted? And why isn't anyone doing anything to stop it? What happened next will change how you see the entire league. The WNBA needed a star who could break through to the mainstream. They got one, but they did not expect that star to write her own story. And while Cheryl Swoops clings to the past, Caitlin Clark is building the future. Every triple-double, every record-breaking night, every new fan tuning in because they heard about that girl who shoots like Steph Curry. Swoops watched as Clark broke barriers she once dreamed of. She watched as Clark scored from the logo, shattered scoring records, and brought millions of new fans to the game. And instead of celebrating the sport's evolution, Swoops saw her own legacy start to dim by comparison. Therefore, she made a choice. Instead of uplifting the next generation, she decided to challenge it. This goes beyond one missed call. This is a league-wide issue. Because if the WNBA can't protect its biggest draw, its most marketable name, what message does that send? Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's the one selling out arenas, the one breaking preseason viewership records, the one dragging a struggling franchise into the national spotlight. She is proving that you do not have to follow the unwritten rules to become the face of a league. And that terrifies the establishment. So Swoops can wear all the t-shirts she wants. She can smile smugly on podcasts and pretend it is about supporting young women. But fans see it for what it is. An old legend trying desperately to cling to relevance in a new era she no longer controls. They can spot fake support from a mile away. They can tell the difference between celebrating a player's achievements and using a player as a prop to continue a vendetta. But there's an even deeper layer to this. Swoops' move also highlighted the ongoing divide inside the WNBA, a divide between the traditionalists who want players to be loud, political, and activist-driven, and players like Caitlin Clark who just want to hoop. When Clark does it, it's flagged as dirty. Therefore, it's not just about officiating, it's about bias. Clark is the most watched, most followed, most talked about player in the WNBA, and that attention has brought jealousy, resentment, maybe even retaliation. So now the league has a choice: protect its rising star, or let the targeting continue until the damage is irreversible.
But the internet is going wild for this because they are complaining about her pushing off with her left arm.
What started as one missed call has exploded into a firestorm about double standards, bias, and whether the WNBA is even protecting its biggest star. This wasn't just a missed whistle. This was a statement.
This is some of the worst refereeing I've ever seen to not call a defensive foul here. Like, this is not just a hand check. This is a double jersey grab.
As Caitlin Clark continues to break records, inspire new fans, and redefine what is possible in women's basketball, the haters will grow louder, the attacks will get pettier, the jealousy will get uglier, but it won't matter. Because while they are busy plotting their next move, Caitlin Clark is already 3 steps ahead, making history, winning games, and carrying the future of the WNBA on her shoulders without breaking a sweat. Maybe it's the rivals hoping to knock her off her pedestal. Maybe it's the critics waiting for her to stumble. Or maybe it's a system too slow to evolve, clinging to outdated ideas about how stars should act and who gets to be one. But whatever the reason, the WNBA is playing with fire. Because Caitlin Clark isn't going anywhere. She's only getting better, stronger, sharper, and if the league doesn't evolve with her, it's going to get left behind. At the end of the day, this isn't about t-shirts. It's not even about Sheryl Swoopes. It's about something much bigger. It's about what happens when someone comes along who is too good to ignore and refuses to play by the old rules. Caitlin Clark's rise is not a fluke. It's not a media creation. It's the result of relentless excellence, undeniable talent, and a work ethic that leaves no room for shortcuts. The league is benefiting from Clark's stardom, but it isn't protecting her like a star. And that's dangerous. But here's the real twist. It's not just refs letting her down. It's the narrative around her that's making things worse.
Caitlin Clark haters things are so funny. It's like, oh, the only reason Caitlin Clark shoots from 30 feet is because she knows if she tried to shoot from anywhere closer, she'd be found out for a lack of skill. And I'm like, are you okay?
This is where things get messy, because for the past year, every time Clark has been roughed up, the response has been the same. It's just physical play.
Caitlin is past Te-Hina Paopao here. Te-Hina Paopao is stopping her with her arms like this on the jersey, stopping her. There is an arm extension. Because she's in such bad defensive position, is already, look at her where her feet is before the contact. She's throwing herself out of the play anyway.
She was told to toughen up, that this is how the league works, that it's a rite of passage. That's not struggling, that's thriving under pressure. Yet the spotlight wasn't on her stats. It was on the controversy. And that's when the conspiracy theories started. Fans online began questioning whether Clark was being intentionally targeted, not just by defenders, but by refs, by narratives, by the league itself. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Every great player uses a forearm to create space. Every elite guard sheds defenders with a little shoulder bump. This was something different. As Clark dribbled to the wing, defender Te-Hina Paopao didn't just get into a defensive stance. She grabbed with both hands, one clutching the side of Clark's jersey, the other yanking at her hip. It looked more like a bear hug than a basketball play, and yet, no whistle.
Caitlin Clark's statue, in order for them to gain separation, they kind of stick that forearm out there because they're getting bear hugged. The other defensive player won't let them cut across to the lane.
Record for most double-doubles, three-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game. Franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 three-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game, for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
So now the league has a choice. Protect its rising star, or let the targeting continue until the damage is irreversible. Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's the one selling out arenas, the one breaking preseason viewership records, the one dragging a struggling franchise into the national spotlight. But how many times did she draw a whistle? Once. That's not just bad officiating, that's exposure. The cameras don't lie. Fans see what's happening. And now they're asking why no one in charge is stepping in. So now the league has a choice. Protect its rising star, or let the targeting continue until the damage is irreversible.
She is highly likable. I think that lends itself to her popularity is she comes across as somebody that's really just respectful, likable. There's other players out there that just don't come across that way.
This goes beyond one missed call. This is a league-wide issue. Because if the WNBA can't protect its biggest draw, its most marketable name, what message does that send? Caitlin Clark is under attack once again, but this time, it's not just words. It's a full-scale campaign by Sheryl Swoopes herself. And the gloves are off. After getting fired from her WNBA commentary job for her repeated shots at Clark, Swoopes just escalated things in a way no one expected. Instead of offering an apology or moving on, she stormed onto Gilbert Arenas' podcast, proudly flashing a Paige Buecher's t-shirt, a move so petty, so calculated, it sent shockwaves across the basketball world.
Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlin Clark has done. So between draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%, between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%, between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%, what Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
When I look at Caitlin Clark, fans are tuning in to watch her. And you know who that's helping? Everybody else. It's helping the Asia Wilsons. It's helping everybody else, the Plums, all that.
It is all adding up. Caitlin Clark is not the WNBA's problem. She is its greatest solution. The proof is already here. Most points scored by a rookie point guard in history. First rookie to record multiple triple-doubles in one season. Highest single-game assist total for a rookie in WNBA history. Fastest player to 100 three-pointers. Highest all-star fan vote in WNBA history. She shattered viewership records.
Points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times. Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for three-pointers, single game record for assists, 19 franchise.
I don't think they can, because the vast majority of the time, the push-off is in retaliation to the hand check, and not even hand check. Like, I'm not joking, literally just grabbing her jersey. Like, people a lot of time have 2 hands on Caitlin Clark's jersey while guarding her. Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you cannot, if you are going to let somebody guard like this, you have to allow them to push a hand off. You have to let them to swipe through the hands. You have to let them do something.
Jersey grabs, off-ball contact, full court bumps with zero protection.
She's the only player in the league that gets picked up 3/4 court by everybody. And people are saying it's because of a lack of skill she gets picked up 3/4 court. Absolute madness. Absolute madness. But it's just a crazy situation. And like we all saw, Caitlin did not shoot a free throw. Caitlin got fouled 1 time against Brazil. And Brazil were hacking her. Like, Brazil were literally just going and hacking Caitlin. Every time Caitlin did anything, they were just fouling her because they knew they couldn't do anything else, so they hacked her.
Now, if you slow things down and if you actually go frame by frame, you can see that Pow Pow had 2 hands on Caitlin. It wasn't just a hand check. She was kind of grabbing her with 2 hands.
Caitlin Clark's statue, in order for them to gain separation, they kind of stick that forearm out there because they're getting bear hugged. The other defensive player won't let them cut across to the lane.
Clark tried to fight through it, pulled up for a deep 3, and drilled it. But the damage was done, not to the scoreboard, to the narrative.
It's not an offensive foul, and if it's an offensive foul, the offensive foul comes way after the defensive foul. Even if it wasn't for the hand, I don't think that that's enough of a push-off to call an offensive foul, especially when the defensive player is off balance.
Therefore, fans started asking, why is the league holding her to a different standard? The numbers don't lie. Clark played just 21 minutes that game and still put up 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. She shot over 50% from the field and 50% from 3.
It is a mad situation just all around when it comes to Caitlin Clark, because it's very clear that she is way stronger.
Caitlin has always been an underrated athlete. She's the fastest player in the league to me with the ball in her hands, and she was the best guard finishing around the rim last year. She shot a bunch of it, and it's been the whole preseason where it looks to me like on her deepest shots, she is just getting them off like they're nothing, like they're routine, because nobody else is shooting from this distance regularly, and she's doing it with a flick of the wrist. How easily it looks like she's shooting those threes and hitting those threes in the clip that she's doing it.
She's only getting better, stronger, sharper, and if the league doesn't evolve with her, it's going to get left behind.
So in in 2024, she averaged 16.5 points per game, 4 assists, 5.5 rebounds. She shot 37% from the field and 31.8% from 3. Now, if you look at her preseason in 2025, she only played 2 games in this preseason, and one was against that Brazilian national team. She played 21 minutes. She averaged 14.5 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. She shot 52.5% from the field and 50% from 3-point range.
So what comes next? Will the officials finally step up? Will the league send a message that physicality has limits, even in the W? Or will they keep letting her get mauled on national television while pretending it's all part of the game? That's the cliff we're standing on, because fans aren't just watching the plays anymore, they're watching the patterns. She didn't go around demanding attention. She didn't trash talk the veterans who paved the way. She let her game do the talking, setting rookie records, filling arenas, and delivering historic performances night after night.
Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And that's what that said. She's Neo, right? Like, they were in the Matrix messing with the machines and stuff before he got there, but they needed the one. And the one showed up, and then it took it to a whole nother level. That's what she is.
Yeah.
They've been looking for her, and she could bend the spoon. She figured it out. You need a star to break through.
Yeah.
So I hear what he's saying, because there is some hate. There is some, I don't want to call it jealousy, because that's such an aggressive word, but there is some feeling of, we were here, we were working on this, we've been grinding, we've been playing, we've been hooping, we've been putting out a great product, we just weren't being paid attention to.
But for players like Swoops, that's exactly the problem. Clark is winning without playing by the old rules. She filled arenas, she outsold entire teams in jersey sales. She took a league that was growing slowly and lit it on fire. And she did it without bending the knee to the political narratives, social agendas, or gatekeeper approval that once decided who would be allowed to succeed.
They enjoy watching her play, her style, her energy, her shot. Whether it's because her game mirrors one of the greatest players in the NBA in Steph Curry or not, I don't know what it is. It's an intangible thing, right? Yes, we can say she's a dog. Okay, there's been other dogs. Okay, she's a great shooter. There's been other great shooters. She has it. She's got the thing.
No narrative can erase those numbers. No bitterness can overshadow that impact. And while the old guard plays politics, Caitlin is playing basketball at a level most of them never reached. Therefore, the WNBA is at a crossroads. It can cling to the past, or it can embrace the unstoppable force that is already transforming its future.